The stage has been set here in Sydney for the 2018 Still Timbersports Australian Champions Trophy. 13 athletes began the competition, but only 8 athletes have risen to the top and will play off in a sudden death quarter-final. Heading up those 8 is the new Australian record holder, Victorian Lawrence O'Toole. The rampaging Tasmanian with the manly mullet, Cody Steers. The determined New South Welshman, Dale Ryan. 3-time World Champions Trophy winner, Brad Losa. The gutsy West Australian, Brent Rees. The veteran of the field at 52, Tasmanian Matt Gurr. 2016 World Champions Trophy winner, Braden Meyer. And last year's reigning champion, Queenslander, Mitch Argent. Between them, the Australian top 8 are a force to be reckoned with, and it's set to be a tough competition ahead.
We've got probably 5 or 6 of the top 8 Champions Trophy cutters in the world. Lawrence O'Toole, Cody, Brad, Mitch Argent, Braden Meyer. You know, anybody could win it.
For anyone to get that win, they will need to battle through one of the strongest men in the field, Braden Meyer.
My expectations for the Champions Trophy is pretty high. I didn't come here to lose, so I want to win.
Fellow world champion Brad Losa also shares Meyer's sentiment.
My strategy for the Champions Trophy is just to win every round. You know, as soon as you lose, you're knocked out.
So to win this Australian Champions Trophy here today in Sydney will be a feat in itself.
There's no one that I've actually looked at and thought, oh, it's going to be a walkthrough. Everyone you're going to have to try. If you did come in the top 5, you're doing fantastic, don't get me wrong, but no one's here to come 5th, that's for sure.
The quarterfinals feature the top 8 who will now battle through 4 heats. The winning athlete will progress to the semi-finals with the chance of being crowned the Australian Champions Trophy winner. Getting started in the first quarterfinal, we have Australian Champions Trophy record holder Lawrence O'Toole up against New South Welshman Dale Ryan. Let's hand it over to the head judge for the start. O'Toole and Ryan have shared many a Still Timbersports stage around the world, but this is the first time they face off in the Champions Trophy. O'Toole gets through the Stocksaw first, but a quick transition sees Ryan on his heels. Precision work from the Victorian as they hit blow for blow. Ryan knows he has a challenge on his hands and will need to keep the pace if he's to have a chance. O'Toole using every inch of his tall frame to maximise power in every hit, and he's through. O'Toole puts the burners on to the back of the stage to get every bit of an advantage over Ryan into the single buck. O'Toole has a solid jump on Ryan, who now makes it to the single buck. Big, long strokes by O'Toole. Slight hang up, but he recovers and keeps that momentum flowing. He's on a real flyer here and should have the disc drop soon. And there he goes, onto the standing block. You would have to say that O'Toole should have this one in the bag, as he's a great standing block cutter. Doesn't look like he will break his Australian record of 1 minute 9 seconds, but he has left Ryan in his dust. Ryan has struggled with the single buck, and it's O'Toole who is first to secure a spot in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, that round definitely took it out of me, but I feel like I can still back it up next round. So looking forward to cutting against Brad, hopefully. He wins his round there and see what happens.
The second quarterfinal heat features the gutsy West Australian Brent Rees up against 3-time World Champions Trophy winner Brad Losa.
Brad Losa, he's a great all-round athlete. He's done the travelling, he's put the time in, and I think to beat him, you're going to have to do the same. He handles the pressure well, and I think that's something that really gets him by.
Will Rees continue his winning run and cause the upset of the round? Let's find out. All right, we've got Losa, the master sawyer, versus Rees, the big hitter, who'll come out the victor in this second quarterfinal. Advantage to Losa in the stock saw, but they both put in the legwork and hit the underhand at the same time. Rees is really giving it his all. Anything less will just be handing the victory to the super experienced Losa. Rees turns first with Losa close behind. Rees is not going to make this easy for Losa. The West Australian is cutting like a man possessed. Losa finishes first. Great cut to stay ahead. Rees with a slight hang-up, but he's off and away. With Losa holding the Australian record in a single buck, will be a hard ask for Rees to claw back the margin. Losa looks just in front, and he's through as his cookie hits the deck. That extra round for Rees looks to have taken its toll. From here, you would bet that Losa has it in the bag. Rees is onto the standing block now as Losa turns to the backside. A good 7 hits ahead of Rees. Rees will need a miracle to make up that gap. But Losa's making hard work on the backside of the standing block. And it's Losa joining O'Toole in the semi-finals. Wow, the action is really hotting up here in Sydney.
Don't feel too bad. I just had a pretty tough race against Brent Rees. He really lifted from the qualifier through to the final, and sudden death here now, so just put my best foot forward and hopefully, get another win would be nice.
With 2 semi-final berths taken, who will meet them? Steers, Meyer, Argent or Gert? Find out after the break. The pressure is really on here in Sydney. We're in the quarterfinal heats, 4 athletes, but only 2 go through. First up, Tasmanian Cody Steers takes on Victorian Braden Meyer.
I'm pretty confident. I'm just going to cut my own race, obviously aiming to win it.
His opponent, Braden Meyer, knows just how challenging Cody can be.
Cody's one of them blokes who could do anything. He's good at all aspects of the Champions Trophy. He's stronger of the underhand than anything else, and he's just really started to pick up his single buck as well, so he's pretty strong in that event.
The best of mates are becoming the best of rivals here in the Still Timbersports series, and with Steers around fresher than Meyer, that could be a huge advantage for the Tasmanian. A fast transition sees Meyer get axe to wood first, but here comes Cody Steers. He won't let Meyer get too far away from him, especially in the underhand. Meyer gets the turn on Steers. He really has that world record momentum going, and it's going to be hard to get ahead of Steers in this discipline. But we know how strong Cody Steers has become on the single buck. He's put in the hard yards and turned his major weakness into his strength. Big, strong strokes by Steers. He's got the tempo to get out of the single buck ahead of Meyer. He's gained ground on Meyer with every stroke. Who's going to take it out? And Steers has come from nowhere. Onto the standing block, and he's going to take full advantage of his 3-hit lead. He really wants this. But it doesn't look like his axe is penetrating well in the front side of the log as he turns to the back. Will that cost him? Meyer is hot on his heels and is really making up a lot of ground. Who is going to take it out? And it's Braden Meyer with a huge comeback for the win. The 2016 World Champions Trophy winner is through to the semi-finals, but that heat looks like it really took it out of him.
I just got to attack it. You can't take a rest now in these finals, semi-finals and that, so you just got to attack it as hard as you can. I've seemed to be getting better and better every cut I've got, so hopefully I can pick up a bit more, but who knows.
With the last quarter-final run to go, can the veteran of the field continue his winning form? Matt Gurr will be up against last year's Australian Champions Trophy winner, Queenslander Mitch Argent. Who will grab that last semi-final spot? Gurr dealt a massive upset in the last round with the scalp of Glenn Gillum. Can he do it again against the Queensland powerhouse, Mitch Argent? It's neck and neck on the stock saw and the transition to the underhand chop. But it's Argent who gets axe to wood first. Matt Gurr knows how strong Argent is in the chopping and is fighting to stay in the underhand. Argent turns first, but Gurr is hot on his tail. A slight stick for Argent that might cost him because Matt Gurr is absolutely flying through that block. And he's done, ahead of Argent. onto the single buck where it's anyone's game. Neither are known for their mastery of the saw known as the misery whip. Gurr will want to get a good lead on Arjun here because, as we know, Arjun is the king of the standing block. Arjun looks to be near the end, and it hits the deck. Arjun is now onto the standing block. It's going to be very, very difficult for Gurr to get the edge over Arjun now. Arjun is one of the best standing block cutters in the world as he powers on the front side. Matt Gurr is still giving it his all, but Arjun is just too strong for him. He should make easy work of this in the tail end. Not the fastest of times, but it is Arjun home ahead of Gurr, who will be eliminated from the competition.
Yeah, no, it took a lot out of me. That I knew it was a lot firmer than I thought, so I'm lucky enough to get the win.
With the quarterfinals complete, only 4 men remain standing. In the semi-finals, Lawrence O'Toole will take on Brad Losa, and Braden Meyer will take on Mitch Arjun. We're in Sydney for the Still Timbersports Australian Champions Trophy, and we are down to the semi-finals. In the first semi-final, 3-time World Champions Trophy winner Brad Losa will take on long-time rival Lawrence O'Toole.
Yeah, Lawrence is a great all-round competitor. He probably puts more into it and spends more time preparing for these events than anybody out there. So yeah, he's always one to watch.
This matchup is something that O'Toole is looking forward to.
I'd like to chop against Brad. He's the ultimate one to test yourself against. I'll be really looking forward to battering him, so to speak, really punishing him, giving him nothing and putting a stamp on the event.
Who's going to make their way into the grand final? Let's find out. This rivalry between these two dates back to the mid-90s, but O'Toole is yet to match Losa on the Still Timbersports stage, and it's advantage Losa into the standing block. Losa's got 2, 3, 4, 5 hits on O'Toole. Losa turns first. Surely this lead is too much for O'Toole to claw back. But he's not giving up. It looks like he's gaining ground on the 3-time world champ. Losa is through and straight into the single buck. Geez, O'Toole has had a cracker. He's made up huge ground in the other hand and closed the gap with Losa. It's anybody's race at the moment as they both power through the log with their 2-metre cross-cut saws. It is on here in Sydney today as these two heavyweights battle for the win. Losa has the jump on O'Toole into the standing block. Big, powerful strokes by O'Toole as he pushes and pulls that saw through the log. Losa has really shown his muscle. He turns and looks to have it in the bag. Losa powers on and he would have to be close as O'Toole turns. It's going to be Losa. He is happy with that performance and his chance to have a shot at the title.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty fatigued, I just got to go and have a little bit of a rest and try and come out and do my best. It's going to be a close race between either Mitch or Braden by the look of it, and either one will be very hard to beat. So, yeah, look, I can just perform a little bit better than I did then and see how I go.
In the second semi-final, Mitch Arjun knows exactly what he has to do against Meyer.
He's won it before too. He's pretty quick. He hits quick, and his underhand's definitely his strongest event. So competing against him will be a tough race. But it's the same again. I'll just have to cut quicker than him.
On the other side of the deck, Meyer has a plan of his own.
So Mitch Arjun's one of the strongest stand block cutters in the world today. He's unreal. So my strategy is to get over to the stand block before he does, to get that little bit of a head start. But if not, I know I can beat him in the stand block, but not very often. So he's pretty strong in that event.
There's no doubt these two athletes will have a long reign of success in Still Timbersports, but only one will make it through to the final today. Arjun's kicker hits the deck and he's off to the underhand. It's very, very close, only half a hit in it. They're going swing for swing, blow for blow, and it looks like Meyer has made up the difference in his pet discipline. Meyer really digging in deep. He'll want to build a big lead if he can. Meyer with a much faster stroke, but who's going to finish first? It's Arjun. No Meyer going into the single buck. Meyer has had a little trouble setting the teeth of the saw. that could prove costly. Maya's got the proven form on the single buck, whereas we know Arjun just hates this discipline. Slight hang up, you'll be feeling it in those arms now. Arjun struggling towards the end, but he gets through first and he's off to the standing block. Maya's poor start really cost him in the single buck. Mitch Arjun hits the standing block and should be the clear favourite now. He is gunning for that finals berth against Brad Losa and a chance to back up his Australian title last year. Maya gets through now, but he's got an almost impossible task ahead of him. Arjun now on the backside. He's got it in the bag, and that is it. Through to our final is Mitch Arjun.
Yeah, we're up to get in the final, but the job only just started now, so like all other races, you know, you just got to stick with it and don't make mistakes, but Brad's probably the best in the world at this, so he's going to take some wheeling in.
With the finals to go, who has got the guts, stamina and determination to win? Arjun or Losa? Find out after the break. The Australian Champions Trophy in Sydney has been on fire. Mitch Arjun and Brad Losa have made it to the grand final. Arjun managed the second fastest time in the time trial and in the quarterfinal knocked out Matt Gurr. In the semi-final, he beat a powerful opponent in Braden Meyer and will be looking to back up his last year's Australian Champions Trophy win in Tasmania with a win in Sydney today. On the other side of the draw, Brad Losa snagged the final spot in the top 4 in the time trial. He took on a rampaging Brent Rees in the quarterfinals and an in-form Lawrence O'Toole in the semis. Losa will be looking to take the win and compete for his 4th World Champions Trophy ring in Marseille.
Yeah, Mitch Arjun's a very powerful competitor, you know, great standing block cutter and be very hard to beat.
His opponent, Mitch Arjun, also has a very similar outlook.
Brad Losa is a pretty good athlete at this Champions Trophy. He's won a championship title 3 times, so that says it all for him. He's going to be hard to beat, but yeah, I think if I can come off with him in that standing block, I reckon I can roll him in that standing block. So that's my plan, just stick with him till then.
It's taken all day to get to this point, and the final is upon us. Who will take the title? We're in the starter's hands. Last year, these two faced off twice in the Champions Trophy. Losa taking the honours in the time trial, but Arjun got the win when it counted to knock Losa out in the quarters. Arjun's going to want a big lead into the single buck, but it looks like Losa has other plans. They're at it, swing for swing, blow for blow. Who is going to get the turn first? This is so close. Arjun has the fastest stroke rate and looks like he's in the lead. Arjun gets through and he bolts for the single buck. Losa not far behind, and you know how good he is on that single buck. He's really got to chase Arjun down now and take the lead into the standing block. This is turning out to be a real dogfight. Arjun is running his sword beautifully here. Nice, clean and powerful as it slices through the wood. I spoke too soon. Here comes Losa. Arjun still looks to have the lead. Losa struggling on the last few strokes there, but they are both done. Can Arjun put on the standing block performance he's known for, or has that mammoth single buck effort taken its toll? They're going swing for swing here in Sydney. They turn together. It's so close. It's Losa. It's Arjun. Who's going to take it? It's Arjun. Wow, what a victory. Arjun has backed up his title and is off to France.
4 runs on, I'm exhausted, yeah, I got nothing left. Even before that final, I was doing everything I could to try and get the body right before it, and yeah, I'm shagged. Looking to get over to Marseille and competing in the best of the world and show them how good these Aussies are.
Next time, we're in Marseille, France, where Mitch Arjun takes on the best in the world at the Still Timbersports World Champions Trophy.
Oh! And Arjun is the first man to do it in under a minute.
And Australian rookie champion Daniel Gurr will compete in the Rookie World Championships.
Daniel Gurr is through.
Can the Chopperoos come out on top? Join us next time for some more Still Timbersports action.